Hollywood has been struggling for quite a while now. I want to say maybe about a decade now. Sure, there have been some massive, massive hits here and there, but we saw Hollywood, I want to say maybe post Endgame Marvel, really flip and switch their focus. Although, Star Wars movies, actually, the Star Wars movies included a lot too, but I guess it got accelerated, it got worse to where Hollywood became so obsessed with focusing on the things that didn't matter to the people who mattered, the customers, the moviegoers, the people who paid money for tickets to go watch movies. They became an afterthought, and it all became about diversity and inclusion and activist storylines and plots instead of creating good movies with compelling and interesting characters that people wanted to see. And so now every time we talk about movies, we have to hear about that, right? If I'm going to talk about a movie that I didn't like, or I'm going to be critical or something, I'm going to hear about, oh, well, you're this, this, or this, instead of, no, here's why I didn't like it. Actual legitimate reasons from a moviegoer. Here is a great example of what I'm talking about in terms of movies being successful. And if you've been here for a while, I know the channel's relatively new, but if you are someone that has been here for a little while, you may have noticed the two most viewed videos on this channel. I did a couple of different, top 10 horror movie lists. I love horror movies. And I got another one coming actually for summer horror movies. But now we get to talk positively about a horror movie, but also one that's completely devoid of all of those things in Hollywood. Maybe they take a look at this and see it as an example to follow because Obsession was absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. It is now here's the thing, it's not complicated. It's a simple movie. It is a premise that we have seen many, many, many times before. And they simply put their own twist, their own story to that very simple premise, and it was carried by the performances. Okay? Obsession, if slow burn is not your thing, then maybe this isn't for you. But if character driven psychological is your thing, you're going to want to check out Obsession. By the way, thank you for being here. Truly appreciate it. Quick favor, like, comment, subscribe. It's the only way YouTube will ever show these videos to anyone. I truly do appreciate that. So, Obsession is based on, when I said it's, nothing new or unique in terms of the idea, it's basically a movie about a love spell, right? In this case, it's done as a wish. A guy goes to, for lack of a better word, a magic shop, gets this little gift thing, is that, hey, you can have one wish and that wish comes true. Of course, he doesn't really believe it, but he is head over heels for his best friend, or at least his best female friend, who of course only sees him as a friend. And he decides, what the heck? It's not going to come true anyway, right? I'm going to make a wish that she loves me more than anyone else in the world. And guess what? The wish comes true. So you can imagine where that goes. And it is, again, slow burn. It's really interesting because, it doesn't go completely over the top from the beginning. She doesn't become obsessively unhinged, but you can see it a little bit initially when he makes the wish. He had just dropped her off. She comes back out and you can see her changing in this conversation. She's standing outside the car window on the passenger side having a conversation with him, and she says things that you can see, well, whoa, this thing's having an impact. And then she goes back to sort of being normal, and it's this give and take that sort of sets it up, and it just goes from there. And it progresses, and you have these moments where everything seems fine. Obviously, they start dating, of course, because that's what he's wanted 100%, to where it gets to the point where he wants to, well, first of all, he does want to know if he can change it a little bit, which of course can't be done. He can't take it back, which he gets to later. But it is a really good slow burn of how this female character, this woman, changes over time with her behavior toward not just him, but toward everyone else. Because as we all know, although apparently we continue to need movies and TV shows to remind us of that fact, that love taken to the extreme, the way you were going to get from, say, a love spell or a wish in this case, is absolutely obsession. And it is not obsession in any way that is healthy. It can lead to the most disturbing behavior and horrific consequences. And you get all of that in this movie. And you get moments that come out of nowhere that hit you with a sledgehammer and make you so incredibly uncomfortable, yet you can't look away. And I don't mean uncomfortable where you get, something that's just way over the top gore, body horror type stuff. Or I know some people love it, and others are like, they like the movie, but they're kind of like, oh, I think I might look away from that. And it gets taken to its ultimate, I guess, expected conclusion at the end. Although I think it has a little bit of a twist that's a lot of people might not see coming. But if you enjoy horror, if you like horrors that are slow burns, that maybe are more psychological, there is a little bit of gore here and there, but that is at in no way the focus of the movie. The performances were great. And by the way, this is came from a YouTuber. This had a whopping $1 million budget. Now think of that in terms of what we see from Hollywood all the time now, right? $1 million budget, no names, right? No names, $1 million budget. It did $374 million globally, $237 million in the US alone. Hollywood, are you taking notes? Are you paying attention? You can get rid of all that stuff that you've been focusing on lately, including ridiculously bloated budgets, and just give us a good story with interesting characters, and I promise you, people will watch. Highly recommend you check out Obsession. Now, obviously, it's out of the theaters, but did this now. I didn't get a chance when it came out because I believe it is this month. It will actually be on streaming because of rights. I believe it will be on Peacock exclusively, and eventually, it looks like eventually it's going to go to Netflix for a while before reverting back to Peacock. I'm not sure if eventually down the road you'll see it anywhere else, but if you have Peacock streaming service, then I highly recommend, if you are a horror person, checking out Obsession. I know you see a lot of negativity even from me on this channel. Highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up. Definitely go check out Obsession if you have seen it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Truly appreciate it. I will talk to you later.